We live inside real pressures, demanding jobs, tight finances, complicated relationships, illnesses that don't resolve on our timetable. It's honest to say that those things hurt. But here's a question that most of us rarely pause long enough to ask. How much of what I am feeling right now is coming from the situation itself? And how much is being amplified or even created by the way I'm thinking about it? One hard email lands in your inbox, and suddenly your mind is writing a 10-chapter saga about every worst-case outcome. A friend forgets to reply to a text, and your thoughts immediately script an entire story about rejection. The event is the small stone dropped in the water. The massive, ongoing ripples are often the work of our own thoughts. If you've ever noticed a low, constant hum of anxiety, even when nothing bad is actively happening, or you've found yourself being unusually reactive to small, everyday setbacks, you are not broken. You are human. Many of us carry an invisible load, a deep, unconscious habit of believing every fear, replaying every regret, measuring ourselves against everyone else, and fighting reality as if that could somehow change it. The good news is both simple and radical. Once you can spot these mental patterns, you can stop feeding them. You can suffer less, right now, even before anything outside of you changes, by changing your relationship to the thoughts inside you. Here are 5 clear signs that your own thoughts are dialing up your distress in a simple practice to help you interrupt the cycle and come home to a steadier, more grounded peace. Sign 1. Your mental residence is the future tense, and it's usually predicting rain. Responsible planning is wise, but future tripping is something else entirely. It's the mental loop where your mind scans ahead, selects the darkest possible outcome, and then forces you to rehearse the pain of it today. What if this ache in my side is serious? What if I completely bomb the interview? What if my kid makes a choice they can't take back? Your body doesn't distinguish well between an actual tiger in the room and a vividly imagined one. Worry triggers a real physiological stress response. A racing heart, shallow breath, tight shoulders. Even when nothing dangerous is happening right now. This is why it hurts so much. It steals your present peace. You can't notice the small goodness of this moment when your attention is sprinting into an imaginary, terrifying tomorrow. It also creates double suffering. You feel the fear now for things that might never even occur, and it drains the very energy you need to take wise, calm, faithful action in the present. Sign 2. Your mind is anchored in the past, nursing regrets and resentments. Learning from the past is healthy, but living there, compulsively replaying it, is not. This rumination sounds like, if only I had said, I should have known better. I just can't believe they did that to me. The event is over. What hurts now is the fresh, repeated believing of the thought about it. Each mental replay reopens the wound and salts it. Your guilt, your shame, or your anger surges, not because the past just happened, but because the story about the past is being told again. Right now, this rehearsal blocks forgiveness, both of yourself and of others. It hardens the hurt. Acceptance is what softens it. You don't have to pretend the past was okay. You only have to notice when revisiting it is keeping you from healing today. Acceptance is not approval. It's the doorway to peace. Sign 3. Your mind wields a measuring stick, comparing and judging everyone, including you. Comparison is a subtle thief of joy. It shows up at work, on social media, at church, and in the mirror. It constantly asks, how do I measure up? And somehow it always finds you lacking. Or just as unhelpfully, it finds you ahead in a way that feeds a brittle pride and isolates you from others. Closely related is the inner judge that narrates your day. That was dumb. They are so selfish. I'm failing at this. This is quite simply suffering by interpretation. The pain flows less from reality and more from the story you are telling about reality. When you believe you're behind, you get shame, envy, and a numbed gratitude for your actual life. When you believe you're ahead, you get a fragile superiority that shatters the moment someone else excels. You can drop the measuring stick. When you notice the mental rankings, try this tiny pivot. Different, not better or worse. Then what's one thing I can appreciate about them and about me right now? Appreciation is the engine that interrupts comparison. Sign 4. You're arguing with reality, out loud or in your head. There is the thing itself, and then there is our fight with the thing. The second part is where so much of our suffering lives, and this shouldn't be happening. It's not fair. They shouldn't act like that. I shouldn't feel this way. But reality is stubborn. The traffic is the traffic. The diagnosis is the diagnosis. The brick wall doesn't hurt from your pushing, but your shoulder does. Acceptance is not passivity. It is not giving up. It is simply bravely telling the truth. This is what's here right now. Strangely, that simple sentence is what frees up all the energy you were spending on resistance. It makes room for wise action. Given that this is happening, what is one helpful, faithful step I can take? You can accept the facts and still fight for justice. Still grieve your losses. Still work for change. Acceptance just takes the frantic, useless heat out of the argument so your courage can find a clear channel. Sign 5. You automatically believe your thoughts and take them personally. This is the deepest root of thought-made suffering. Fusion. The thought appears and in an instant, you become it. There is no space. The anxious thought arises and instantly, I am anxious, therefore the danger is real. The critical thought arises, I am not enough. The resentful thought arises, I am a victim. In this state of fusion, there's no space between you, the aware, conscious one, and the thought, the passing mental event. But your thoughts are just weather, passing patterns in the much bigger, clearer sky of your awareness. When you can learn to recognize a thought as a thought, you regain your choice. You can see it without becoming it. There's the what-if forecast again. There's the not enough chorus. There's the judge picking up the gavel. You don't have to win a debate with every thought. You just need to widen the gap between the thought and your belief in it. Here is a simple 2-minute practice you can use whenever you feel your peace start to tilt. It's a suffering source check-in. First, identify the feeling and seek the source. Pause and breathe. Just name what's here. Anxiety is present. Frustration is here. Then ask, is this pain coming from something happening right now or from a story my mind is telling about the past, the future, or what should be? Try to locate the exact thought. He shouldn't have done that. I'm going to mess this up. Notice the link. When I believe the thought, I'm going to mess this up, I feel tight and hopeless. Seeing this link is power. Second, apply gentle questioning. You only need one prompt. Is this thought absolutely 100% true beyond any doubt? Is believing this thought helpful right now? Is this an argument with reality that I can soften just for this moment? Can I let this be a passing mental event instead of the ultimate reality? Don't force an answer, just hold the question. Often the emotional intensity will drop a notch, and your next step will become clearer. Seeing how your thoughts create suffering isn't about blaming yourself. It's about realizing your agency. You can withdraw your automatic belief from the storylines that keep you tense, small, and stuck. You can be the person who notices, worry weather again, and chooses one grounded action. You can hear, there's the old shame tape, and choose to speak one sentence of grace. You can catch yourself fighting what is, and instead choose to tell the truth and move forward. Bit by bit, that is how peace returns. not as a reward for perfect circumstances, but as the fruit of a kinder, clearer relationship with your own mind. The stone may still drop into the water, but you get to decide whether the ripples keep spreading all day or settle into a quiet, steady presence. If this reflection helped you find even a moment of stillness, subscribe for more weekly guidance from Peace Beyond Thought. And if you feel called to go deeper, you can explore our resources at peacebeyondthought.com. Remember, doubt your thoughts. Trust the stillness. Peace is already yours.